This is He Knows His Sport, bringing you that heat and that fire. All right, I want to talk about Mikey Garcia being demolished again by Errol Spence, Part 4. I see cats are commenting, on this series that I'm doing between Mikey Garcia and Errol Spence. Here's the bottom line. I've said this again and I'll say it again. Mikey Garcia does not have a chance against the likes of Errol Spence. My reason for that is the man is too small. He's a 135 pounder. I'm going to say that again. He's a legit 135 pounder. And he's going up against a big, massive 147 pounder. I'm going to say that again. He's going up against a big, massive 147 pounder. I'm just spitting common sense here. Like, how is this guy going to have a chance against the likes of Errol Spence when we know that Errol Spence is a heavy dude, man? This guy's big. First of all, Mikey Garcia in that fight, in order for him to have what I say a puncher's chance, he has to do this. He has to be able to make Errol Spence respect his strength. We've seen guys do this before. When Errol Spence fought Lamont Peterson, everybody that he's fought, when he fought Chris Algieri, when he fought, the likes of Ocampo, all of these guys tried to put on weight going into their fight. I know people are going to sit here and say, well, these guys are not to the level of a Mikey Garcia. That's not the point. The point that I'm trying to say is all of these guys got out of character when they went to fight Errol Spence. They all tried to put on a lot of weight so that they can try to absorb his shots. Mikey Garcia is the next victim that's following the same line of that nonsense of trying to sit there and put on weight and put on muscle so he can fight Errol Spence. There's no amount of weight or no amount of muscle that's going to stop the onslaught that Errol Spence is going to put on Mikey Garcia. Errol Spence is going to give that dude bodily harm and bodily damage. There's no two ways around it. They call that guy, well, I call that guy the body snatcher for a reason. This guy rips your body up, man. See, here's the thing. If you're a boxing pugilist or you're a boxing connoisseur, you prescribe to the sport of boxing, or you are at least a student of the game of boxing, you understand. These are the things that coaches, boxing trainers, they preach and they teach. Work the body, work the body, work the body. Errol Spence is one of the best I've seen. And there's an argument when his career is going to be over after he man downs and strap seasons a whole bunch of people that he probably could walk out as the best body work boxer / puncher boxing has ever seen in the history of the sport of boxing. I believe that. This man works your body like nobody's business. He does what every trainer preaches, man. He works your body even more so to what all trainers are impressed by. And there's not a trainer on the planet that I have not seen that has not given Errol Spence props and credit for the body work that he does. As a matter of fact, I wouldn't be surprised if Errol Spence is a standard bearer of what they try to tell their boxers to do and how you're supposed to effectively work the body. And you see when you work the body to that level, how it demoralizes, it destroys the opponent to the point where now you pretty much got the opponent, on strings like they're Pinocchio. That's what Errol Spence does, man. So when people sit here and say that he's not a boxer, he's not technically sound, that is a technically sound thing to do in boxing. Work the body. So I don't get this misnomer, this nonsensical thing that people are going around saying Errol Spence don't know how to box. That's fundamental boxing 101, work the body. And then not only is he applying that fundamental strategy, Errol Spence also picks his shot. Again, fundamental boxing 101. Not everybody in the sport of boxing, not all boxers know how to pick their shots and select their shots. Errol Spence doesn't waste a shot, man. Every shot he throws is with precision and it's with accuracy. That's the argument everybody's saying with Mikey Garcia when they're saying Mikey Garcia is the technically sound boxer. But Errol Spence does that. But he does that in bunches. He triples it up. He quadruples it up. So this whole thing about Mikey Garcia being the superior boxer, that's nonsense. He's more technically sound. That's nonsense. That's just folks that don't know the sport of boxing that are going by other folks that have been around the sport that are using those fancy jargons, and they're just reciprocating or they're regurgitating it so that they can make themselves sound good. That's what it is. You know, you just have a whole bunch of trolls that want to sit here and make arguments about why they feel Mikey Garcia is going to win the fight. Look, if you're going to give me a valid reason or a valid justification on why he's going to win the fight, then I'll listen to it, you know, and then I can debate with you, you know, from an educational standpoint. But if you're just going to sit here and throw your bias out there and say, oh, he's going to win because, you know, he got balls like King Kong, or, you know, you support Mikey Garcia, then I get it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I understand where you're coming from, but there's no validity to your argument because all you want to do is just sit there and say he's going to win. Where's your basis on it? Me, I've been saying this in the last 3 videos and leading up to this 4th video. The reason why Errol Spence is going to win the fight, I've given systematic breakdowns of it. The man is bigger. The man is stronger. The man is faster. You know, and I've also mentioned the body work that this man does. I've seen Mikey Garcia get hit with body shots by lesser opponents that are way less stronger than Errol Spence and have gone down and has looked like he's been hurt. You know, even when he fought Broner, he beat Broner soundly. There's no disputing that. I mean, I knew he was going to win against the Broner fight. So I want to erase that misnomer about, oh, you were probably the same one that was also saying that he was going to be Broner or Easter. No, I felt he was superior to those guys. See, again, it's not about a race thing. It's about looking at boxing for what it is and judging it by the skill set of boxers. I felt he was going to beat Broner, and I felt he was going to beat Easter. There was no 2 ways about that. I knew he was going to demolish those cats because Mikey was superior to them. But we're talking about Errol Spence. This is a gym rat. This is a guy that lives in the gym. This is a guy who is serious to the sweet science, who takes his craft very seriously. Anyone that's been around him, all the different circles tell you that, man. This guy's no joke. This is a guy that punches like a heavyweight. We've heard Mikey Garcia punch up to a middleweight. Okay, but Errol Spence punches as heavy as a heavyweight. So how are you going to match up a heavyweight punching skill to a middleweight punching skill? That just doesn't add up. That within itself shows you there's differences in their weight classes. There's differences in their strength, and there's differences in their size. I just feel like in this fight, if this was any other fight, like I've said, if Mikey Garcia was fighting Manny Pacquiao, someone who's smaller, you know, and plus Manny Pacquiao's of advanced age. If this was Manny Pacquiao 5, 6, 7 years ago, please, he'd destroy Mikey Garcia. But if it's a Manny Pacquiao like this, that's of advanced age, or an Amir Khan, that's pretty much his, you know, he's damaged goods. You know, somebody like that, if he's testing himself against somebody like that, he'll have a chance. But we're talking about the alpha male of the welterweight division. We're talking about the top dog, Errol Spence, the guy that is the boogeyman, the Thanos with the infinity gauntlet, with the infinity stones. This is a guy that can literally throw a planet at you, man. I'm sorry. Mikey Garcia has no chance. And like when Thanos told Tony Stark, and he told Iron Man, I hope they'll remember you, when he took his same blade and stabbed him with it. And if it wasn't for Doctor Strange to come in there and save him, that's going to be Mikey Garcia, man. He's going to be Iron Man in that situation where he's going to get stabbed with his own blade, because you know what Spence is going to do? All this crap about people saying Spence is not technically sound, he's not a boxer. I've seen Spence do this so many times. He's going to use Mikey Garcia's abilities against him. The skills that the very good thing that Mikey Garcia does when he tries to use your skills against you, Spence is going to be able to do that. And when Mikey Garcia realizes that he can't hurt Spence, that's for the first time we're going to see how afraid Mikey Garcia is. It's going to show. That fear factor is going to show by round 3. And I guarantee you by round 4, Spence is going to do some bodily harm to that dude. And round 5, he's going to get him out of there. That's my prediction. He's getting a TKO in round 5, and he's getting put out on a stretcher. You guys need to take that to the bank. This is He Knows His Sport. Checking out.